Hello, my name is Dan Appel. I'm one of the computer science teachers here at Acalanes, and I'm going to walk you through kind of our computer science options here at Acalanes. So we currently have 3 course offerings. The computer science department/courses started in 2013 with 1 introductory course, and since then we've grown to 3 different courses that students can take. So our first course is Introduction to Computer Science. I'm going to go into details on all of these in a moment. We also have APCS Principles, which is a new course developed by the College Board a couple of years ago that we have offered ever since its inception at Acalanes here. And then we have APCSA, which we also just call the Java class, which has been around in different iterations for a long time. So, in terms of our first course, this is our Introduction to Computer Science class. It's like the name sounds. It is a semester-long course, and it is often paired by sophomores with their Human and Social Development course. So they'll have a semester-long course, and then in the second semester they have the option to take an elective, and we obviously encourage them to take our Introduction to Computer Science course. It's designed for new programmers. However, if programmers have some previous experience, they will find it to be interesting and challenging as well. The course content is really centered around kind of 2 things. So we start off with a block-based programming language. We right now use Scratch, but down the road might transition that. A lot of students have some familiarity with Scratch, and it gets them up in programming right away. So you can imagine clicking blocks of code together. It's a very easy way to get started, but also a very powerful programming language. They will look at simple animations, they'll look at creating scenes, they'll look at different programming structures, and then they'll do a couple of projects, including a music video and a video game. We then transition into a text and block-based programming language using JavaScript. So students who are comfortable moving into a text-based or typing programming language can do that. If those still want to use the block-based approach, the platform that we use through code.org allows for both of those modalities to happen. So what they'll look here is they'll further develop kind of the intricacies and programming constructs needed to design more complicated games. They'll use something called Game Lab with code.org, which allows them to create a game and then publish it and share it to their phone. They'll also start to look at the kind of fundamentals of app development. So students will use code.org and a platform they call App Lab to develop simple apps. They'll understand the idea of screens and buttons and input in handling those different types of events and creating an app. So an emphasis of this course is on projects and group collaboration. It's a really fun class. It's supposed to be a class that is enjoyable for different levels of students, and it highly encouraged for students that have some interest in technology or computers to take this course. Our second course offering is AP Computer Science Principles. So this is a newer course from the College Board, and it is really designed around this idea of breadth. So students are going to be exposed to lots of different topics in computer science. They will see things like, how does the internet work? How is data, and why is data important? How do we generate data? How do we look at data? They'll also look at some programming. And the programming languages are up to the teacher to determine what is most appropriate for those levels. And this course, the way that it's set up, is around these 5 big ideas. So this is from the College Board. There is creativity is one of the big ideas that students will be expected to produce and look at. They'll look at data, they'll look at algorithms and programming, they'll look at computer systems and networks, and they'll look at the impact of computing. So again, this will include things like the internet, how does it work, what are some security issues with the internet, and then algorithms, looking at how do we break down problems, and then the programming language that we use will be JavaScript and Python. So students will extend their JavaScript introduction from the Introduction to Computer Science class, and then they'll further learn Python as their kind of second semester programming language. So as this is designed for also new programmers, however, we really encourage students that can to take the Introduction to Computer Science course in their sophomore year. If they can't, they can just take APCS Principles, but we found that students who have taken the introductory course first, are just more comfortable and familiar with the basics of programming and are able to really succeed in the APCS Principles class. One of the things that is unique about the APCS Principles course is the way that the AP exam is set up, where you get your AP score. So there's a traditional multiple choice exam that students take that is 70 questions, but there's also a performance task. So the performance task is 30% of their AP score. And this is something that they do during class time. They're given at least 12 hours of class time, and they submit it to the College Board before they take their AP exam. And so this is, again, something that they can do on their own. It's one of the few AP courses where students can basically do a project or a portfolio that counts directly towards their AP score. Our third and final computer science course is our APCSA. This is our Java course. This course is what you would think of as a kind of traditional computer science class. This has been with different programming languages around since the late 80s. And this course is really designed for students that are interested in engineering, computer science, that they're going to really dig into kind of the details of computer science and programming. So the course is around this thing called object-oriented programming, and we utilize the Java programming language to learn about object-oriented programming. So it's not just a Java course. Java is the way that we teach these larger topics that they'll see in computer science. This is equivalent to a first semester college level course, so students that do well on the AP exam for this can often place out of an introductory computer science course where they are working towards a computer science degree. So it's a high level course, it's a rigorous course, and really intended for students that enjoy programming and are really ready to put in kind of that extra next step level of work to succeed at it. It is around 10 units, so these are the large topics. We cover, to make this work, we cover up through Unit 7 in the first semester. So the way that the class is structured is we get a lot of the mechanics and large ideas out there in the first semester. And then in the second semester, it's primarily large project-based, where students are taking the ideas that they've learned and applying them. They're building different simulations, different games, different projects. The College Board has some specific labs that they look at. But it's really kind of two different courses, in that the first semester is really driven by learning the mechanics, and that second semester is really how do we apply this, how do we take this large problem solving approach and really look at the things that we've learned in the computer science world. The exam for this is a more traditional AP exam, so that it's very similar to the structure of like the calculus exams. So there are 40 multiple choice questions and there are 4 free response questions. Each of those parts are 50% of the AP score, and each are given an hour and a half to take. The free response question is a new feel for students. They are writing out code on paper, which is a different approach, and they're really looking at kind of big, meaty problems as they go through this. Those questions are around method and control, how do we design classes, arrays and array lists, and then their fourth question will be on a two-dimensional array. So our anticipated kind of 4-year progression that we've seen students do here at Acalanes is for students that are interested in technology, they can take digital design as a VAPA elective during their 9th grade year, and that's great because they get to look at how do graphics, how are they built, how do they use things like Photoshop to design their own graphics. They can then take those skills and in 10th grade take Introduction to Computer Science, and this is again our semester-long course where they will get introduced to the ideas of programming and then a couple of programming languages. 11th grade, we anticipate students take APCS Principles, and then 12th grade, we anticipate students take APCSA, which is our Java class. That progression has been really successful over the years. We've had students go on and earn computer science degrees at great universities and really felt like they're well prepared going through that progression. For those that are interested in doing something all 4 years, we do have a robotics club at Acalanes, so you can be part of this. It's not an official course, freshman through senior year. We primarily compete in what's called the First Robotics Competition, which is a nationwide competition where students build a really large robot. This is not our robot, but gives you a sense of the scale that you see at this competition. Every year there is a new game that is put out, and students get that game in January, and then they have a couple of months to actually build the robot and then go compete. And they can win a regional event and move on to a actual national competition. All right, so that is our kind of progression. If you have any questions or need clarification, please don't hesitate to reach out.